Hello, bad boys. If you want to win a $50 Amazon gift card, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to enter our giveaway. Whether you like it or not, trash talking is an important component of the fight game. You might think of it as mental warfare or mind games, but getting into an opponent's head has become a very common and effective tactic in the UFC. We have recently seen the McGregor era, where talking trash builds up hype and creates massive PPV numbers. However, MMA is still a cruel sport, and the tables can quickly turn, causing a fighter's mind games to turn back on themselves. So stay tuned as we go through 10 times trash talk went horribly wrong in the UFC. 1. Ronda Rousey versus Holm. Ronda Rousey was a huge star in the UFC and always had a special affection for mind game, using it in her arsenal against her opponents. However, at UFC 193, karma struck her when she got battered by professional boxing champion Holly Holm. Ronda was once thought to have been invincible and acted as such when she faced off with Holly at the UFC 193 weigh-ins, calling her fake and ultimately giving her no respect. Well, it turned out Ronda was wrong, as Holly completely destroyed her, knocking her out with a head kick in the second round. Holly thus brought up one of the greatest upsets in the UFC by giving Ronda the taste of her own words.
And I told her that fake sweet act is, I see right through it. I see right now that it's fake and you're gonna get it on Sunday.
Beautiful, she's hurt. Ronda's in trouble. She's hurt. Holly looking to finish. He's out. Holly Holm is the new UFC bantamweight champion of the world. Oh my God. Wow.
2. Ben Askren versus Jorge Masvidal. If you're a true, long-time MMA fan, then you would know why these names make the list. Ben Askren came into the UFC with an undefeated record of 18-0, creating a lot of excitement while calling out absolutely everyone on the UFC roster. After his controversial win over Robbie Lawler in his debut match, Askren called out Jorge Gamebred Masvidal, referring to him as a dumb fighter and also claiming to outclass him in every aspect. However, Askren's dream perished when he got knocked out cold by a flying knee from Masvidal in just 5 seconds after the opening bell at UFC 239. The hype train was derailed, but the lesson was learned that you should never trash talk the Gamebred.
George, just tell the people, are you scared? If you're scared, I will move on to somebody else. Stop being a chicken and just say yes.
I whooped him in a training session, which he kind of admitted it was true. If I'm here, Colby's down here, and then you see that George is down here.
If I ever get in a dust up with this guy, I'll mess him up.
How do you beat him?
Any way I want.
But how do you think?
I dominate him whole time. Yeah, they need to keep the idiot away from me. Yeah, he's that dumb. He's that dumb. I think the real reason is he knows I'm a freaking terrible matchup for him, and he doesn't want any part of that.
3. Luke Rockhold versus Michael Bisping. After dominating the first fight by a submission win over Michael Bisping at UFC Fight Night 55, Luke Rockhold was overlooking Bisping in the rematch at UFC 199. Luke seemed to be cocky with his trash talking, disrespecting Bisping and his fighting career. Bisping was, however, dedicated to his fight and on the verge of resurgence, winning 4 straight fights prior to this. Bisping got the title shot while replacing injured Chris Weidman, and made the best of this opportunity by landing a pair of left shots on Luke, dropping him in the very first round. He grabbed the UFC gold, while Luke left in utter embarrassment.
I'm gonna close both those eyes for you.
I don't see myself losing anytime soon.
You're gonna come forward and you're gonna fall face down. I'm gonna knock you out every time we fight. You're just an average bloke. You're just an average bloke.
Good use of English
I'm a
terminology.
fucking samurai. I'm gonna come in there
What the
silent,
fuck is
undetected, and I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna make my kill, and I'm gonna fucking be out.
You're making a
I'll be
fool
out
of
on the
yourself.
next Bisping.
How do you feel getting revenge?
Oh, I don't know. Some say revenge is sweet. I disagree. I think it's better than sweet.
4. Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw. MMA as a sport is not made for friendship. Today's teammates can turn out to be tomorrow's bitter rivals. One of the best examples of this comes out to be Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw. Cody was furious over TJ for leaving Team Alpha Male and also was seen grabbing his neck at TUF Season 20, where both of them coached the fighters. Garbrandt wasn't finished with the trash talk and wanted to embarrass TJ when they clashed at UFC 217. However, TJ, despite being hurt in the first round, was able to demolish Cody with a head kick, followed up by a right hook. TJ won the title, leaving Cody in total disgrace.
You sound like idiot.
Yeah, I'm an idiot?
Yes.
I'm an idiot.
Yes, you are.
I'm an idiot.
Yes, you are. Don't even worry about it. What's he gonna do?
What do you think I'm gonna do? I'll beat your
Please.
What?
Bitch, how am I fake?
5. Joanna Jedrzejczyk versus Rose Namajunas. The UFC women's strawweight division was ruled by cocky Joanna Jedrzejczyk for a long time. She thought Rose Namajunas was just another lame opponent and started to play mind games with her using her personal life as the focus. Thug Rose, on the other hand, stayed calm throughout, facing her rival's taunts. At least, that was until the fight night at UFC 217, when Rose stunned Joanna with her strikes and dropped her to the ground, totally dominating her. Joanna thus lost her title, along with her unhealthy attitude.
You know what? You are not stronger mentally. You are mentally unstable, and you are broken already, and I will break you in the fight. You have some personal problems, and I will show you what's your problem, okay? You're never gonna be a champion.
6. Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman. Tyron Woodley was on the verge of calling himself the greatest welterweight of the world after defeating Robbie Lawler and Darren Till. Tyron was overconfident about his fighting style, as he is about his raps, and thus failed miserably when he fought the Nigerian nightmare Kamaru Usman at UFC 253. Tyron did not restrain his mouth and trash-talked Usman in the build-up.
Champion,
You're trying to say every fighter up here doesn't go into a fight with something?
When people look at Kamaru Usman,
we all go into a fight with something.
They don't look at him like, damn, how the hell did that guy do that? That's what they think when they think of me.
Really?
They think of the destruction. They think of the ability for me to get.
However, at UFC 253, Usman broke his confidence by destroying Woodley over 5 rounds, thus winning the title. This victory goes down as one of the sport's most dominant title wins, but Tyron went on a defeat path thereafter. 7. Alexander Hernandez versus Donald Cerrone. Alexander Hernandez, a young up-and-coming lightweight, wanted to add the winningest fighter in the UFC history, Donald Cerrone, onto his own win list. His efforts were good, but he went too far when he disrespected Cerrone by calling him an insecure little lad who was nothing more than a stepping stone. This comment turned against Alexander when he got smashed by Cowboy in the second round of their fight inside the Barclays Center. This loss humbled Hernandez and taught him a crucial lesson.
I do look fucking healthy. I look great. You look like you served the last 2 terms in the fucking Oval Office. You look worn out. You look aged and withered. I'll tell you this, little friend, I'll be sending your geriatric ass hee-hawing back to the stables on Saturday.
8. James Vick versus Justin Gaethje.
I fought 4 times in the last year, and I won my fights. You lost 2 out of 3. You suck, dude. I'm not the Homer Simpson of MMA like you are, bro. I'm not going to take a beating, but you will get knocked the out. You're going to get knocked out within 3 rounds for sure.
Talking trash is a way of hyping up fights and leads to more fans tuning in to see whether the talks are backed up. However, in the case of James Vick, his trash talk made him fall upside down. James was humbled at the right hand of Justin Gaethje in the UFC Lincoln main event after a devastating first-round KO. Leading up to the fight, James taunted Justin about his losses in the UFC, calling him the Homer Simpson of MMA and a B-level fighter. Justin thus promised to make a humble turd out of James, and he did so at the UFC Fight Night 135. James still could not overcome that tough loss, and will next time keep his mouth zipped whenever he fights. 9. Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov will remain bitter rivals for ages. The brawl after UFC 229 showed us all that they both have only hatred towards each other. The most anticipated fight between them was set at UFC 229 due to the infamous bus attack by Conor before UFC 223, which acted as a catalyst for the rivalry. Always the talker, Conor did not shy from trash-talking Khabib, but it turned especially ugly when Conor mocked Khabib's wife and religious beliefs. Khabib was furious over Conor's comments, and he released his rage in the octagon by dominating Conor and submitting him with a neck crank in the 4th round. The Notorious and his talks made Khabib an unprecedented superstar in the sport today.
I know he is afraid of a smack. And if you're afraid of a smack off me, a smack will feel like a double-barrel shock.
Tomorrow night, I'm gonna smash your boy, guys. I'm gonna smash your boy.
10. Paulo Costa versus Israel Adesanya. Last but not least, here comes the latest example of how overconfidently playing mind games can lead you to ultimate failure. Israel Adesanya gave Paulo Costa a humiliating showdown in a dominant middleweight title defense, winning by TKO in the 2nd round at UFC 253. The trash-talking began with Costa mocking Adesanya, calling him a skinny guy with a lack of power. However, Adesanya showed Costa how a thin-framed man can beat you up in all aspects, even if you have bigger muscles and a bigger mouth. With this embarrassing loss, Costa is yet frustrated and still taunting Adesanya on social media. We hope Costa may learn his lesson soon enough before getting himself drowning in even deeper waters. Trash talking has an entertainment factor, which results in high PPV numbers and income to the promotions. Yet even the best entertainers fail sometimes when things go wrong. As true MMA fans, we love to see the animosity between the rivals, trash talking and all. But at the end of the day, respect is all that really matters.